What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So behind me here, I have an iKamper AOX. Before we get started, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Ryan, what the heck is going on here? This is not a Snow Peak product. This is bizarre. iKamper, are you switching from IGT? No, I'm actually borrowing this from a friend who was kind enough to loan it to me, and I want to review it for you guys to give you guys my initial impressions and thoughts on what an iKamper all-in-one kitchen is like. And I have to say, it's quite weird, actually. It's an entire kitchen, a 2-burner stove, a storage unit. It holds a lot more than you would think inside of there. I mean, for storage purposes, this holds quite a bit. I'm surprised. It's like a crate. It's bizarre. I haven't seen anything else quite like it on the market. I know it's been around for a while, but I've never had my hands on one until now. So let's get right into it and let's take a look at this thing. So you'll notice when opening it up, it has these latches, but not only does it have these latches, it has a button here that physically locks the latches in place. So when you're driving and off-roading, there's no way these can really get undone. You have to actually physically press that button in to engage the latch, which is really cool design actually, and a great detail that they added. All right, so as we open this up, you'll notice the first 2 legs already come shot corded in, which is really nice. And the rest of the legs, I have them down here in the storage bin itself. After you get the legs attached, it fully accordions itself out, and you end up with this table, storage, and then you have this extra piece of wood that I guess can be more table space on this side on top of it. So yeah, this is it. You got your 2-burner right here. I think it's a dual fuel stove too, so you can use propane or isobutane canisters, so that's really nice to have. There's also a lantern stand, which is quite nice, so you can screw that in right here. I think for the lantern we need to actually use a Claymore light. I think that's what iKamper likes to show with their products. And there's a lot of space here. It's relatively compact still. It's not a huge table space, which is what I like. It's coffee table height, so it's great for gathering around with friends and family to socialize and, you know, eat a meal around it and cook your food. It's convenient. I mean, literally this entire thing folded itself into this box. All right, so if I have to dock a couple things on this iKamper, it has to be that handle to wheel it. It just feels way too flimsy, and it just feels like they slapped on a regular suitcase carry-on handle, and it really doesn't feel good at all. And for maneuvering something this heavy duty, especially in an outdoor environment where ground might not be super flat, it just does not make sense why they would put something like that on there. So in addition to wheeling this thing with the suitcase handle, there's also handles on each side to grab it in and out of your trunk. It's not super heavy. Granted, it's not fully loaded with food or anything like that, but as is with just some fuel canisters in there and all the parts, it really doesn't weigh much at all. And that's another thing. When you open this thing up, storage-wise, you can fit a ton of stuff inside of this thing. I mean, as you can see here, Donnie has a ton of fuel, and it looks like he's preparing for the end of time with this thing. Like, he has plenty of fuel to last him. You have a lot of room to store, you know, dry goods. I don't really know why in their marketing that they're showing it with, you know, perishable foods and stuff like that. I don't really know who's gonna be unloading their cooler and throwing stuff in there and then having to just put it all back. That really does not make any sense at all to me when they show that. I can get it if you're gonna put like a soft cooler in there for like a day trip or something like that. Maybe dry goods is great. It's good for your pantry items, pots and pans, cookware, stuff like that. I have to say, like, storage-wise, this is fantastic. It actually can multi-purpose an entire bin, which I think consolidating things and keeping things organized, this does a great job of that. The other thing I have to dock is just the whole mechanism. It honestly doesn't feel super sturdy. I'm not sure if I really like it. Like, I feel like if it was really windy and I was trying to open this whole thing up, it could just be a disaster. And honestly, like, it felt like a lot of work, like screwing in those legs and then having to readjust each one of those legs. I don't know. Something about it. And then the legs themselves just didn't feel like super high quality. And let's not forget, iKamper is not a cheap brand. It's actually a high-end brand. They make some of the most expensive rooftop tents out there. So yeah, if I was to make any complaints at all about this thing, it has to be, it just doesn't feel super high quality. So what do you guys think of this iKamper AOX kitchen in a box type setup? Let us know in the comments down below. We can always chat more about it too. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.